Hello, it's Billy here from Clicks and Links, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use our Digit Game tool. And this tutorial is from start to finish for students and teachers. So starting off, we want to go to the Roblox website, and then we want to create an account. This is for teachers and students to do. Okay. Okay, so once we've created an account, it will bring us to our home page. Now, you can do things on here like have friends, you can create your own avatar, you can trade items, a general profile page where you can play other people's games. But what we want to do is we want to select create up here on the top bar. Now, if we see here, we want to press start creating, and that will look for Roblox Studio, and if you don't have it downloaded, it will offer you the option to download Studio. Protocol and download Studio. Okay, that shouldn't take too long to download, and once it has done, double click to open. Okay. So it may ask you to log in. If it does, just log in under the same credentials you just created. And here we have the option to create our own world. So we get some basic templates like flat terrain, or we have some prefabricated worlds here. Now what we want to do is we want to head back over to Chrome, and we want to search for clicksandlinks.com/digit/places.html. Now what this will do is it will bring you to a web page whereby you can download our Clicks and Links created worlds. So we have a small village, medium town, or large city. And we'll download the small village for now. We can open it like this, and we can organize it later. Small village. Here it is. We'll do that later. Okay. We don't want to move that. So this is the small village that we've created here. Now, what I would do is I would let students have a play around with the tool first as it is, so they can get used to it and get familiar with it. If they're not, we can have this little tab up here so you can play, and this will just let you roam around and explore, and also at the same time learn how the interface sort of works. Okay, so over here you will find your workspace in the Explorer. Here are all of the items in the scene, so if I wanted to, if I click on a pine tree here and then press F, it will take me to that pine tree. If we go into props, we have, I don't know, let's say BMX. We press F and it will take us to there. That's that side of this. Okay, so once the students have got familiar with the how the tool works and how the game works, if they've not used it before, I would probably leave an hour or half an hour into an hour for them to get used to it. And what we want to do to find the plugin that we've created is we want to go to plugins here. So there's a plugins option at the top toolbar. Okay, and this should be empty because we shouldn't have any plugins at the moment. And we want to click manage plugins. Okay, and this will basically say that it can't find any plugins. So what we want to do is search find plugins. Okay. Now what we want to do here is search hashtag digit game, and that's all lowercase. And what that will do is show you here the digit game that clicks the links have created. So we click on that and then we click install. Okay, so if we go back to home and back to the small village here, this is where that tab's just opened. We can close that. Okay, so once the students have completed this process, and the teachers as well, what we can now start to advise the students to do is to create eco-friendly assets that will help better their village in terms of cost, eco and happiness. So this can be something simple as, if we go over to the workspace here, right click, insert object, you get all of these options of things that you can insert. If we insert a part, it'll bring us that there. We can move this over here so it's a bit easier to work with. And we can rename that part however we please. So my eco object. Okay. And then we can do all sorts of things with this. So let's say if we want to encourage students to create a solar panel or a wind turbine, and we can insert all sorts of things like fire, for example. That now has fire on the object. We can delete that if we need. And there's all forms of all ways that students can interact with these sort of objects. They can move things, they can create things, they can add text. They can add their own scripts if they're comfortable with adding scripts to things. Okay, you know, very simple things like change your colour, try not to pick the same one, etc. But this is more for the students to have a play around with, and they'll be more comfortable with changing these objects after they've been using the tool for an hour or so. So once the students have created and they're happy with their object, their eco-friendly object, what they then want to do is go to the plugins tab again, and then they want to create digit game object here, and they just tap that once, and then if you saw that appeared in the workspace here, so this is your digit game object. Now once that digit game object has been created, the students can then drag their eco object, or whatever they decided to title it, onto the digit game object. Okay, now that lives inside there now. And then what that does then is that assigns a value to that object. So if you see here this GUID and then an identifier here, a GUID stands for Global Unique Identifier. So this is important. This is what we want to submit. Okay, so what the student then does is right click onto the digit game object and save to Roblox. So here we select create new, and they can title this how they like. They can put their name, or they can title it, let's say it's a solar panel for now. It doesn't particularly matter what they title it. They can put their name or not. It doesn't really matter. And for the description, they can describe it appropriately. So this solar panel will save energy usage. And they can describe it how they like, but what they will need to do is they will need to hashtag game. And now what this does by hashtagging that, it allows the teacher to find that asset later on down the line. It doesn't particularly matter if you want to put it into a genre, but you can do if you like. And what another important thing is that we select allow copying. And we finish. Okay. Now we've got a link here. Now if you want to share this model with your friends or directly to the teachers, you can use this link to share. So now you've created and published your eco-friendly asset. We now need a way to send these to your tutors or tutor. And the way we do that is by using this code here, this GUID, this global unique identifier. So what we want to do is we want to copy this code and we want to send this to our tutors via email, via WhatsApp, or whatever platform you use to communicate within your classroom. And that is the end of the first part of the tutorial. The next part will be for the teachers on how to assign eco, happiness and cost values to the students' assets. Thanks.